took 4 damn days to travel across England. She'd been born at the tail end of the 20th century. Chuck Yeager's test flight, which had broken the sound barrier by exceeding speeds of 662 miles an hour, had already been in the history books for decades. By the time she graduated Princeton to become a special agent at the FBI, that milestone had looked positively antiquated compared to the military jets that routinely push speeds above Mach 3, 2,280 miles an hour. Time was the most valuable commodity in her era. Billion-dollar industries had been created by shaving off a second here, a minute there. Microwaves, cars, texting, the internet. In the 21st century, speed was as natural as breathing. Kendra drew in a deep breath, held it, and let it out slowly. Her gaze travelled back to the fog-shrouded window. Her stomach twisted. This isn't my world. She leaned back against the seat and closed her eyes. In her world, she'd been the youngest person ever to be accepted into the FBI. The Bureau's cyber division had been interested in her tech skills. Her ambition had eventually propelled her into the behavioral science unit, where she'd been successful in carving out a career as a criminal profiler. She'd been happy. Well, maybe happy wasn't the right word, she conceded, but she'd been damn good at her job. Then her life had gone sideways. The scars on her body began to throb, hot and itchy. A psychosomatic response, she was certain, to being shot and nearly dying. Bile rose up, hot and bitter, as Kendra thought about the man responsible for her injuries and getting half her task force killed. Sir Jeremy Green, the British billionaire, had all the trappings of respectability, but you only had to scrape off the surface shine to uncover the filth and muck beneath. Illegal narcotics, weapons smuggling, human trafficking. Sir Jeremy had his pointy fingers in plenty of nasty pots. Was that when her life had skittered sideways? At the time, she only knew that she couldn't accept the deal that the government had made with Sir Jeremy, allowing him to keep his freedom and luxurious lifestyle as long as he fed them valuable intel against his viler associates. Such deals were done. Kendra wasn't naive. And if her own team members hadn't been casualties in the mission to capture the arsehole, would she have looked the other way, gone on with her life? God help her. She didn't know. But hindsight wouldn't change a damn thing. She hadn't looked the other way. She'd made plans to take Sir Jeremy out. An eye for an eye was too Old Testament for her. She preferred to think of it as justice. She'd planned it so well, so meticulously, but how could she have known that Sir Jeremy's criminal associates had become suspicious of him, had hired an assassin to put a hole in the bastard's chest? She wouldn't have objected to that if she'd been in her apartment in Virginia and not standing in the room that Sir Jeremy had been entering. Even now, more than 2 months later, she could feel the jittery zing of adrenaline coursing through her bloodstream. Her memory wasn't quite eidetic, but it didn't need to be for this particular event. The scene was frozen, with stark clarity in her mind. She could still hear the impatient snap in Sir Jeremy's voice outside in the hallway, still see him as the door swung open. The sheen of silvery hair, the patrician profile. He'd been wearing a 19th century costume, like everyone who was attending the costume ball at Aldridge Castle. Ice danced down her spine as she recalled